Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Star Wars Expanded Universe, now either by Disney or Colonel Lucasfilm, whichever way you slice it. Legends. Today, I have for you a comic, or a couple comics, which, it's been a long while since we've done that, so that's fun. But, first off, the comics are drawn by Cam Kennedy. So if you hate Dark Empire art, you're gonna hate these comics because they're drawn and the colors are done in the same way. That being said, before we get to that, we have from the Dark Empire a source book. No disintegrations, please. A rebel's job is never done, and Eyewitness to Apocalypse. Those are just little shorts within the Dark Empire source book that you can read around here. Boba Fett. Bounty on Bar Kuda. A Hutt is in love. And so Boba Fett must. Well, he's doing something else. He's capturing somebody else. And it happens to coincide with this other thing. There's this weird magician dude who looks like an elf for some reason, and he pretends to die, and Boba Fett's too smart for that, so he goes, "Oh, I knew you were faking it, I'm suspicious of everything," and brings him back to life, forces him to work with him. They destroy Bar Kuda because he was a pirate that was interfering with Gorda the Hutt, who I've never, or if Gorda was mentioned before, it's probably in the Han Solo trilogy, and I just forgot. Anyway, so Gorda gets to marry this other Hutt, and the pirate is destroyed. Then we have when the fat lady sings, the wife of Gorda is taken by these people, and also Barkuda has a brother, Raikuda, who wants revenge because Barkuda was served as food to Gorda. And so it's Boba Fett, mano y mano versus this guy. And it seems like he dies by the end. And there's this weird little alien that follows Roy Kuda around. Actually, you know what it reminded me exactly of? Which I feel like might have been stolen in the Filoni Clone Wars TV show. When Savage, Darth Maul's brother, actually finally makes an appearance, there's this snake thing that's been like friends with, not friends, but it's like been around Maul. He kind of acts in a similar manner, I feel like, to that. So I don't know if maybe Filoni saw this. I doubt it, though. This is more niche, but there's always a possibility there. But it was very similar. Anyway, so the second one ends. And then the third one, we have Murder. Most foul. Roy Kuda did not die, and he must have his vengeance. But also, Gorda finally wants his father-in-law to die, until he realizes that his wife is pregnant with a Huttlet. And so doesn't want to stress her out, so tries to counsel the assassination of his father-in-law. But Roy Kuda ends up killing his father-in-law instead. And so Boba Fett stops him because he's such a great and powerful foe, and is like, yo, you were a worthy foe, but you had to go because you wouldn't leave me alone. And then the short guy's like, I'm gonna hunt you down for eternity, and Boba Fett doesn't kill him. I guess because he's a little small guy and he won't actually be able to make any of his promises come true, but he might have connections, so it might be good to just kill him, but what do I know? Um, there was also one I forgot to mention, or I forgot to actually read, so I'll just add that to my Dark Empire review. Um, but there's one by John Ostrander that came out in the 2000s, but I'll get to that. Overall, this is really short. I just wanted to do these before Dark Empire because I didn't know exactly where to fit these. So I'm just putting these before Dark Empire. But um, again, your mileage may vary. I mean, it's better than the Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy because I at least could actually see the action, and But if you don't like Cam Kennedy's art, you won't like this comic. These three comics, you won't. You'll hate them because they look just like Dark Empire. Me, I like Dark Empire, so I don't mind this. That being said, Boba Fett is being Boba Fett. He's being awesome, and if you like that, you like that, and if you don't, you don't. And I'm kind of indifferent. Boba Fett's cool, I get it, and he does cool things, and he defeats whoever he's up against, and that's great. But a lot of people love this like silent, tough cowboy aesthetic. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't do it for me. I just don't vibe with it. I'm sorry. Like I get that literally is his character. That's like this is just more stories with Boba Fett from the movie in comic book form. So it's more tolerable because it's a comic book, it's shorter, quick and paced, more to the action, a little bit funnier than Bounty Hunter Wars ever was. And so it's a fun little thing, but I don't care about Boba Fett, I guess. Like I just don't I had the most fun I enjoyed out of all, like the first two, I got to say. I really didn't care about it. But the third one, Murder Most Foul, I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Despite it being Boba Fett and everything, I still enjoyed the overall story and stuff. I thought it was fine. Um, and Cam Kennedy's artwork, I love it. There's something about it. It just scratches an itch. It feels kind of otherworldly, like this is Star Wars from a different. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's just something about it to me. I love it. Like there's something about it. I vibe with it. Um, I mean the people not as much, but there's something about like when he has an establishing shot, like Cam Kennedy, when it's like two peaks of a mountain and the sun in the middle, which is very reminiscent of Star Wars with like Tatooine and stuff. But there's something about it. He just does that really well, and so I really vibe with that. But overall, it's just a couple stories of Boba doing Boba things, and if you love that, you love that, and if you don't, you don't. And it's really all I can say about it. I'm glad I have them in my collection. I'm glad because it's part of the EU, and I want every piece of EU. I need to grab it and hold it, and you know, read all of it because it's EU. This is something I've missed in my original viewing of post Return of the Jedi content. Dark Empire is the only like comic I read in this era. Like Crimson Empire will be brand new to me, along with a couple other things. But yeah, these were fine. They were a bit weird. They remind me a bit of the one where Boba Fett actually fights Darth Vader, where they're kind of a bit more cheesy and corny like that. But I mean, if you love Boba Fett, you might really vibe with these because Boba Fett's like at his apex of being awesome. But I don't know what it is. Like he's just awesome at everything, and that's all he is. And like some people really vibe with that for some reason, but it's not enough for me. It's really not like I don't know. I was looking forward to these because I hadn't read them yet. They're fine, but it's not nearly anywhere close to the best of anything close to what the EU has to offer in terms of comics. So I don't know. Mileage may vary. Um, yeah, that's my thoughts. Up next, we have the true episode 10, Dark Empire. So I hope you all join me then when I discuss that wonderful, wonderful uh, comic. Until then, guys, may the Force be with you.